up in the sky, the birds, the planes.
Jason J. Lewis, the voice of Superman on Justice League Action. And you're listening to the Krypton Report.
Welcome to the Krypton Report podcast. Tonight, I have some special guests, some crossovers from Bryan the Guys, and that guy named Trey. That's right, because it's funny you're saying it that way. For some reason, James isn't able to join us tonight. He might pop in. He might be fighting crime. But we're going to finish our list of our favorite live-action versions of DC characters. With me tonight, to my right, flipped in the mirror, is the host of Bryan the Guys, Bryan.
Oh, hey, that's me. I'm that guy.
Yeah, you are.
I'm Bri.
Hey, Bri.
Hey, I'm really happy to be here.
I'm happy you are too. And to the right of my screen box is Trey. What's up, man?
I am doing wonderful. How is everyone tonight?
Doing well. And down below, that man who's coming from the warm state, where it's all sunshine and rainbows, and the river runs like wild women. Little place called Aspen. Not Aspen, but it's Finch. What's up, man?
Women flock like the salmon of Capistrano.
What's up, man?
Cat.
All right. So we've done a list similar to this in the past. Yeah. But we're going to finish with our favorite Superman villains, and then I just have regular DC villains. I have some other comments to add here from Jania was going to fill one out, but I think she forgot, and I have one version of something from her, but I got a couple of things from Solomon I'll throw out there too. So how we'll start was we'll go Finch, Trey, Bryan, me. Okay. So we're just going to jump on into it. Starting up, first one to go, Lex Luthor, Finch.
And these were all the best live action versions, right?
Yes.
All right. So I've got Michael Rosenbaum from Smallville.
Ooh, Rosenbaum. Good choice. There, I would say that there's no bad version of this answer, but yeah, there are some bad versions, I would say. But
well,
Rosenbaum is a
I
solid
have an
answer.
Honorable mention. My honorable mention is probably the wrong answer. I like John Cryer, dude. I think he did a pretty good job in Supergirl. But Rosenbaum is the best.
I will hold no comments till the end. All comments till the end. He said that's his honorable mention.
That's a great. That is a great honorable mention.
It is. All right.
This is Finch we're talking about. So
yeah.
He's just great, period.
All right, Trey, you're up.
I'm going to get hate for this one. I already know it. But it's also going to show my age just a little bit. I'm going to go Jesse Eisenberg. I know he...
The hell you just said?
I know.
What the hell did you just say?
I know.
Can I cuss in this?
That's as far as you can go, Brian.
What the hell, man? Eisenberg?
I know.
Get this guy out of here. Get this. Cut it.
No, it's okay. I am. Hey, this is a judgment for each his own. As long as you can back it up, I'm good.
He did ask if this was a judgment podcast. Yeah, I'm judging.
Yeah.
Eisenberg?
Listen.
All right, Brian. Let's hear.
My answer is not as controversial as what the hell that kid just said. I thought he was my friend. I have John Shea.
Ooh.
And the reason I have John Shea from Lois and Clark: New Adventures of Superman.
That's a good one.
A lot of people would pick Rosenbaum, but I pick Shea because I don't like when Clark and Lex have like a connection, like a personal connection, like they were friends, whatever. I don't like that. John Shea was a suave businessman. He was after Lois. He had the suaveness. He had the mad scientist stuff. He didn't like, and I like his interaction with Superman, where Superman ends it with, "If you ever need me or looking for me, just look up." And how much that annoyed him and bugged him. Yeah, John Shea is my choice, sir.
I think John Shea is the best forgotten Lex. Because I feel like he often gets forgotten.
Hands down.
All right, so my lovely wife Jania has Michael Rosenbaum.
Excellent choice.
My son has Michael Rosenbaum. And then I have, are you ready?
Please say John Shea.
I have John Cryer when he first appeared on Supergirl. When he first appeared.
There it is.
Thank you.
Because when he was first there, early on, he was great. But then they paused and then they brought him back, and then it was diminishing returns after that.
Pre-crisis, Crier.
I mean, yeah.
Pre-crisis.
So
pretty much, yeah.
I think Crisis might be the point where we're after that. But when he first got on there, I thought he did such a great job of blending different eras of Luther that, and I believed him. I liked
probably
it.
His most epic scene, of course, is the being in the exosuit doing the My Way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, love that scene. Just
I thought
everything.
his
Love
most
it.
All right.
I thought the scene with Tom Welling was good.
In Crisis, yeah.
Yes. You gave it up.
Yeah.
He's like, you're not even worth it.
He's like, still stronger.
Excellent choice.
All right. Next one, Zod.
Let's see again.
Finch, you're up first.
Obviously, I'm going the clean route. I got Superman 2, Terrence Stamp. But I'm not gonna give honor mentions for all of them. But there's a couple. I really liked Colin Salmon from Krypton. I liked the way they kind of redid something there, and I liked where they were going. Krypton was ahead of its time. It shouldn't have been canceled. So.
It was ahead of its time. So, all right, Trey.
He picked Krypton. Nice.
I'm gonna go Michael
I
Shannon
chose
from the 2013 Man of
first.
Steel.
Finally, Trey gives a good answer. I like it. I love it.
Finch was saying something. What, Finch?
Sorry, my thing's lagging pretty bad here. I would say my actual choice was Terrence Stamp Superman 2, but I really liked the Krypton version.
That's what I thought you said. Yeah, that's what I thought you said. But yeah, it was lagging for a minute. If you want to turn your camera off and just use your audio, you can do that too if you feel that works. I mean, it's just, I don't know. That's what it is. All right, Bri, your turn.
My choice is, of course, the greatest Zod there is and the greatest Zod there ever will be. The Bret Hart of Zods, Mr. Terrence Stamp.
For a minute, I thought you were going to pick the guy who was on Supergirl for like 3 seconds.
You know.
I was like...
No. The original. Kneel before Zod! You will bow down before me, Jor-El! And one day, your heir!
Calm down, Chancellor Valorum. Solomon has Michael Shannon from Man of Steel. And this one I thought about, but I'm going with Colin Salmon from Krypton. Because I feel like he found a way to blend the energy of Stamp and of Michael Shannon together and do his own thing and showed a much different Zod. And I liked it a lot. So
I
like that.
It's grown on me. The clips I've watched of Krypton, because I haven't watched all of Krypton yet. The clips I saw, I really, really liked, especially his speech, where he actually says "kneel before Zod." Like, that speech was that was solid.
It's hardcore.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right, Doomsday. Finch.
Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. There is a lag for sure. I chose the Superman and Lois season 3 Doomsday. I guess there's no particular actor for it, but that's my favorite version so far.
Yeah, that we'll just have to classify it by where it appears, but yeah,
it might have been Ryan Reynolds. You know, he did Juggernaut, then he moved over.
that is a good answer. Like, I really feel like there's only one bad answer to this one, but Trey,
I'm probably gonna give that bad answer.
Yeah, you are.
I'm gonna say Dario Delicio, and only because in Smallville, just because for when they brought him to it, they really didn't rely on CGI. They just found, a big menacing dude to wear a good suit for the show. So that's my reasoning behind it.
Wait,
that's not the wrong answer.
From Smallville?
You're awesome.
You're good with.
I thought Sam Whitty.
That's not the wrong answer.
Sam Whitty.
No, it's so
I thought you.
Sam.
No, Sam Witwer was the man,
right?
But when they actually put someone in the suit, it was
okay,
Dario.
Okay.
He was actually in the makeup. All right,
I
Brian.
respect that answer.
Brian.
My answer is the one from Krypton. I almost wanted to say the one from season 3 of Superman and Lois, but I was like, wait a second, Krypton had a really good looking Doomsday, so I went and watched the clips and stuff. And that scene where he's charging towards the Seg's army, and he steps on that dude's head, I'm like, oh, that's Doomsday.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he looked really good. Looked almost as scary as my sister. Like
Your sister was Doomsday. You didn't know that? She provided the mocap and everything. They were just released her.
Now it really makes sense.
They had to actually add more CGI because it was too convincing and scary. So they were like, make it look less real. Make it look less real.
That definitely was it.
She'll never listen to this.
Yeah, Krypton for sure. He looked awesome.
So Solomon loves Doomsday. So he wrestled with this one, but he eventually settled on Smallville. He thought Smallville just looked more like the comic book. Even though he wished they had done more with him, but he really liked the look. And I chose Krypton. I thought that was one of the best things that Krypton did. And for much of the same reasons that Brian said, it just was a very menacing, big, and it looked like Doomsday.
And when he walked, the whole ground shook.
And if you,
awesome.
Since you haven't watched Krypton, I won't say too much, but you get the story is awesome. All right. Next up, Parasite. Finch.
So this one, I'm not sure if he was the actual Parasite, but I went with the Aaron Ashmore version that they did on Smallville.
I'll allow it. That's close enough. Because Smallville did this thing where they kind of like do like a villain and then kind of try to do it again. Because like in season 9 or 8, they actually did do someone they called Parasite. But that was like when they were actually trying to do the villains more correct.
Yeah, and they
I get it.
They made him weird, so yeah, I liked Aaron Ashmore.
Who doesn't? All right, Trey.
Hey, Iceman.
That was Sean.
I'm not gonna lie.
Sean Aaron.
I'm not gonna lie. I have no idea who this villain is, and when I tried to do research on him, I was just, I've never heard of this guy, so I'm gonna have to pass on this one.
So,
That's fine. That's fine.
I think I could answer for you, Trey. You see, so if you don't know who Parasite is basically Spectrum in alien form. So that's who Parasite is.
Enough said.
Just
enough
try
said.
to absorb all the energy in you.
Nice.
Make yourself more powerful.
All right, Brian.
I couldn't remember too many versions of Parasite. Like I was trying to remember the live action versions. While I thought Superman and Lois took an interesting take on a version of Parasite, it wasn't Parasite to me.
It was too far out there.
It was way out there. So I'm going with Rudy Jones' version in Supergirl. And it kind of looked the closest to what Parasite should be.
I did the same thing as Brian, the Rudy Jones and Supergirl, but there hasn't been that definitive Parasite.
Not yet, in my mind.
Not yet.
Yeah.
So listen to this, James Gunn. Parasite. All right, Toy Man. This will be good. Finch, who's your Toy Man?
I went with Chris Gartier from Smallville, the round version.
Rest in peace, bro. Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Excellent choice, Finch.
I'm just gonna jump ahead. I did the same thing. We're here.
You chose him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I chose as well.
Me as well.
Trey?
No other
Yep.
choice. He looked the most comic accurate.
He is the most comic accurate, and he looked great. And that the actor, he did a great job. But like he was one of those character actors that you saw in a lot of CW shows. Like he was in Supernatural for one episode, complete different character, and it was awesome. All right, Bruno Mannheim.
Oh wait, Trey, did you have a Toy Man?
He said the same one.
He's the same one.
Mm-hmm.
I can't hear anything. I'm deaf. Whatever. Happy to be here. I got a brew in my hand. I'm doing good.
Nice. For Bruno Mannheim, I went with Chad L. Coleman from Superman and Lois. I just like him as an actor overall, but I think he did a really good job on that one too. So.
Me too.
Me three.
He's one.
Me 4.
He's
Because I
one-
couldn't think of anybody else that played Mannheim.
There's a Mannheim that appears in
Lois and Clark, I think they had
Smallville.
one too.
And there was one on Lois and Clark.
Oh,
But they were so like there's like
Minor.
this is an example of like I put it on there and I had a feeling that we were all going to pick the same one because he did such an amazing job.
He did such an amazing job. He really
But
did.
there were other versions to pick from. But yeah, that's why I kind of just went ahead and was like, me too. Because I feel like there's no debate. Now, Brainiac. We'll start with Finch.
Okay. Blake Ryston from Krypton. But honorable mention, Jesse Rath, Brainiac 5, Supergirl. But Krypton is my answer.
Okay. I'll hold my thoughts. Trey.
I forgot the last name, but it was Finch's honorable mention. Jesse.
Rath.
Yeah, Jesse Rath. So, but yeah, that's who I went with. So,
Hey.
Where's he from?
Supergirl.
huh?
Supergirl.
Yeah, Supergirl.
Brainiac.
Yeah.
Brainy.
Yep. All right, Brian, yours.
You see, my answer is who should have played Brainiac in Superman Lives. Wow, Mr. Christopher Walken. But he never got to play the role, so I couldn't go with him. So I chose the dude from Krypton because he looks amazing. The voice is creepy as hell. Amazing job for Brainiac and Krypton.
Yeah.
Wow.
Solomon said Krypton. And I say, you ready for this? You guys, you might disagree. Krypton. Nah, like Krypton, if that show nailed every villain. Every villain they brought out, like they nailed it. Freaking Sci-Fi Channel, man.
That's why I said it was ahead of its
Like,
time.
God
Man.
bless them.
It was ahead of its time because it was right before the streamers were taking everything. And I'm like, they gave us like 8 seasons and 3 movies of Battlestar Galactica, and they couldn't give us one movie to finish out Krypton. Freaking
Beats,
Sci-Fi Channel.
Bears, extra seasons. That's sort of like
Now this one should be fun. Metallo. Finch.
Okay, so I went with the simple answer, Brian Austin Green from Smallville. The only other one that I really could think of was Otis from Supergirl. At one point he kind of becomes Metallo, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But Brian Austin Green from Smallville.
Okay. Trey.
I went with Frederick Schmidt from Supergirl.
Okay. Brian.
I went with Mr. Beverly Hills 90210.
Nice.
Mr. Brian Austin Green. Because he was the closest thing to Metallo that we probably got. He looks pretty good. I thought Supergirl went kind of like a little too much a little bit, but Brian Austin Green is the one that I could definitively remember in my head. So I'm going with Smallville, Brian Austin Green.
I'm gonna start throwing out answers for James since he's not here. James picks Superboy. That's his favorite Metallo. He can yell at me later.
And James's answer for best Lex Luthor is Superboy season 1.
Yeah, it's Scott from Superboy. His favorite Zod is Callum Blue. His favorite Doomsday is from BBS. His favorite Parasite is the latter part of Smallville. His favorite Toyman is from Supergirl. His favorite Bruno Mannheim, he couldn't find one. His favorite Brainiac is what's his face from Smallville. So
James
He's a good
James
Brainiac.
Maston.
He just looks nothing like Brainiac.
yeah, yep.
Spike, right?
No. So my favorite Metallo,
Spike, yeah.
yep, Spike. My favorite Metallo is from Supergirl. I think it's the same guy, but it's the guy from season 2, like the first couple episodes. I think he actually is when they fight Superman. But yeah, the Metallo from Supergirl, I think, was my favorite.
Is that the one?
No, the next
Trey
one
selected.
I think so. I just didn't know the actor's name. I just picked the Supergirl one. So, white dude, Corbin. Yeah. All right. The next one, I'm interested in everyone's opinion, but Silver Banshee. Finch.
I picked Italia Ricci from Supergirl, and it's just based off of she looked better, I think.
Okay. Trey Dog. We may have lost Trey. Trey, are you there?
Hello.
Yeah, you there, Trey?
Oh, sorry about that.
Hello there.
Yeah, I went with Italia Ricci as well.
Okay. It's 2 for Supergirl. Brian.
I also went with Lionel Richie.
Hello.
From Supergirl.
It's me. Okay. All right.
I thought she looked the closest to Silver Banshee. I don't really care about Silver Banshee, but I thought she looked the closest to comic accurate.
I went with Smallville because I thought she looked awesome, but I liked the whole characterization better. And James is going with Smallville too. So, but that's why I was interested in this one.
Good job, James.
Good job, James.
Are those all James'
All right.
actual
Morgan
answers?
Edge. No, I don't have him. He was supposed to join us.
Okay,
I'm just making, as I said,
okay.
he can be mad at me later. I'm just going to throw out whatever I want for James.
Okay, so
He can send me his list later.
So for Morgan Edge, I wasn't really familiar with this character until he appeared on Superman and Lois, and that is my pick, Adam Rayner from Superman and Lois.
Okay. T-Dog.
I'm gonna go with Patrick Bergen.
From
Smallville.
I was like, you gotta for everybody who doesn't know all the actors.
My bad.
No, that's fine. Bry guy.
I don't really care about Morgan Edge. So, and I know he's not supposed to be Superman's brother or like hidden brother. So I just threw in a pre-crisis Arrowverse Morgan Edge, whoever that is.
The dude from Heroes, right?
It's some actor that we don't care about. Morgan Edge. Moving on. And now the Tyler with sports.
I was back to Ollie with weather.
It's going right.
It's
Thanks,
sunny.
Ollie. I'm going with the first Morgan Edge on Smallville, which was Rutger Hauer.
Yeah, it's pre-crisis. It works. Sure.
Before he had his explosion, plastic surgery, and all that in the storyline. And James is going with
Wasn't it Adrian something?
James didn't pick anybody.
From Arrow.
Yeah,
The dude from
he
Heroes.
was.
Right?
Yeah, he was in Supergirl. He was in Supergirl, wasn't he? He was the Morgan Edge of Supergirl. So yeah, 80.
Wait,
yeah.
isn't that the guy I chose?
Yeah, same one as Brian.
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
go with that.
The Morgan Edge before it was on a different Earth.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, guys.
James is right there with you, buddy.
I work out.
James loves Heroes. It was not Peter Petrelli,
Hey.
it was Nathan Petrelli
Yeah.
in Heroes.
The
All right.
music of-
Here's a good one. Faye Aura. And
I
Finch.
didn't get her. I didn't get her legal name, the actress's name, but Man of Steel.
Yeah, it's I can't remember. For some reason on I know what it is, but I can't pronounce it. Just say Man of Steel. We'll roll with that. Trey. That's the same person. Yeah. Same person from Yep. Yeah, as I was saying, I can't pronounce it, but I know the name. All right, Brian. Who's your Faye Aura?
I honestly couldn't remember any other version than Man of Steel. I know that Ursa and Feora are supposed to be two different women.
They are.
I often confuse them.
There's a whole podcast on it.
Obviously, it wasn't important to me. So, yeah. So I'm going to go with Man of Steel.
All right. James is going to go with me, and we're going to go Smallville. Because I felt like she actually got a really good characterization and showed growth.
Question for you, since you did a whole podcast on it, and I can't listen to the podcast while I'm doing a podcast. Okay, so is Feora the one? Is Feora more his military leader, or is that Ursa?
That's Ursa.
But
Ursa.
Who did Zod have the kid with?
Feora.
Christopher.
It's Feora.
Feora.
But then I got twisted because Ursa was created for the movies and was never appeared in the comics until later when Jeff Johns and Richard Donner brought the 3 Kryptonian villains into the comics.
And Son of Krypton, right?
So Chris is technically Ursa's, and Lars-Od, who is supposed to be the same character later on, is Feoris.
Okay, so I like Ursa better.
So comic machinations, but Ursa's a different person.
Yeah, well, Richard Donner, he's,
There's one, like I said this in the panel, there's one version that has both of them in the same episode of the Ruby Spears cartoon series.
Yeah, I guess I'm Team Ursa.
That's a different character.
Team Jacob.
So, Jesus.
Happy to be here.
All right. Mixed Mr. Mixes-Pitalik.
Say that 3 times backwards.
Mr.
No,
Mixes-Pitalik.
I can't. Mr. Mixes-Pitalik.
The best version is actually animated, and it's Gilbert Gottfried. But we're doing live action. So I went with
Damn right it is.
Lois and Clark, Howie Mandel.
Okay. Nice. Very
I like that one.
safe.
Howie
Very...
Mandel with hair.
I'm trying to remember the Jack Black. I'm trying to remember the Jack Black line from High Fidelity, where he's like,
very safe, very. I don't know.
All right, Trey. He sucked. That's
Jesse Eisenberg. What?
We'll allow it. This
You
is
said it, baby.
everybody's allowed to have their opinions.
So,
That's the freedom of speech
this is
we're
a
allowed.
judgment-free zone.
Well,
James's favorite is from Smallville. That's James's favorite. We can mark that down, Finch. James' favorite
jot that
Smallville.
down.
Write that down.
That guy.
All right, Brian, what's yours favorite?
My favorite is Michael J. Pollard from Superboy.
Oh, see, that's a great
comic accurate suit, comic accurate look. Excellent casting there.
It was great. See, this has probably been the most interesting. My favorite for Mixie is Thomas Lennon when on Supergirl when they recast Mixie and he came back. Because I think Thomas Lennon is usually pretty good in everything.
Yeah, he was great.
So I actually liked him, his energy and everything just felt more like Mixie. But if you're going comic accurate, it's Superboy.
Yeah.
You know who probably would have played the definitive Mixie
Who?
other than Gilbert Gottfried? Willard Shart, or is that his name? The guy that plays the professor on Young Sheldon.
Oh,
That also
Wallace.
played the Sicilian Wallace. Wallace Shart?
Inconceivable.
Yeah.
Is that his name?
Yeah. Yeah, he would have been great.
Inconceivable guy. He would have been fantastic.
All right. So our last from the Superman category, okay, is Bizarro. Now, after Mixie, I'm interested in hearing what people's thoughts are. Finch.
I think I'm gonna change my answer last minute right now.
That's okay. It was not we know your list.
It's not my podcast.
Actually, you know
so,
what? I'm gonna. You know what?
I
No.
wouldn't allow it.
I'm gonna keep it. This is what I had originally. I put Tom Welling from Smallville. I was gonna change it to Tyler Hoechlin from Superman and Lois, but I'm gonna keep it as Tom Welling.
Okay. Respect. Trey.
Mass respect.
Yeah.
There we go.
Nice, Trey.
You just Googled that right now, didn't you, my boy?
He's like, yeah.
I love Trey because he gets Googling the whole thing.
Hey, I don't care. All right.
My choice is Tyler
Hoechlins.
Hoochie Mama from Superman Lois. I really like the look of that that Bizarro. I love that what I really love the most about it is I love how season 1 we think Doomsday's there, and then they fake you, and it's Bizarro. But then they come back in season 3, and Bizarro becomes Doomsday.
You know that wasn't planned.
It was genius.
And because I listened to one of the writers talk about when they were working on it, and they made the joke like, "Oh, we did actually make it Doomsday," without even realizing that they originally wanted to fake us out, but then they had the idea to make Bizarro into Doomsday, and they're like, "Oh snap, we brought it full circle."
Yeah, I like how Bizarro turns into Doomsday. I thought it was creative. I liked it. I think he looks great. Tom Welling, definite honorable mention.
James's pick is Supergirl Bizarro from season 1 of Supergirl. That's James's pick. My pick is Superboy. I actually thought they did Bizarro really well, and like every time he was very comic accurate and very much a Silver Age Bizarro. I mean, the second best is Tyler Hoechlin's. Like that was great, but I want to give some love to the Superboy version. I thought it was really good.
I've seen that version in like bits and pieces as I've like clips of the Superboy DVDs I have, but I haven't got those episodes yet, unfortunately.
They're good. So, all right, now we're moving on to other DC villains. Deathstroke. Finch.
Honorable mention is going to be Joe Manganiello, because we didn't get enough of him, and he looked awesome. But I went.
If you would have just said Joe Manganiello, I would have been fine.
Well, I'm just like, I'm mad that we didn't get enough of him, so I feel like I can't really. But we got him, so I guess. But I have Isai Morales is just for the suit, but Manu Bennett as Deathstroke, the character, and everything else. So.
All right. Sadly, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Trey had to go be a Superman to his child and take care of his baby. So we wish him blessings and Godspeed.
Hi, Trey.
Brian.
Thanks for coming.
His baby's just a month and a half old, so we're gonna give him grace. Thanks for coming there, Trey. We love you, buddy. Okay, so I guess I skipped to me, eh? So I can't remember the name of the actor that was in Titans.
It's Issei Morales.
That's
like I almost want to go with him. That's who Finch said. Did Finch give his answer yet?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, I thought he was fantastic. I thought like his actions were very Deathstroke. How he manipulated his family and the comic accurate suit. But I gotta go with Manu Bennett from Arrowverse. Because like he was the best villain of Arrow.
Yes.
And I keep going back in my head to that epic scene where he's got Oliver's mom right there, and he's like, "You gotta choose," and he just kills his mom like right in front of him. Like, I mean, and then after that, it was all downhill from there.
That was in the
with Arrow.
Like that?
Yeah.
But I think you're right, Finch. I think it was that would have been season 2. So I don't think
it was season 2.
I don't think that would be the 100th episode in season 2.
No, the 100th episode was in the 5th.
I don't think it was. No, this is season 5. 100 episodes are always in like season 5 of traditional shows because it's 20 episodes per season.
But he killed his mom in front of him in season 2. Yeah,
in season 2. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I thought he was fantastic. He had depth to Deathstroke that I thought was a whole nother level. So I chose Manu. I think that if he would have got his shot, I would have definitely chosen Joe
Manganiello. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. So Solomon says Joe Manganiello. James says Smallville. That was his favorite Deathstroke in Smallville.
I almost went with that just to piss people off.
My favorite version is Titans. Like I love Issei Morales.
Yeah.
I've always liked him as an actor. I thought just the characterization of Slade was really great in Titans.
It's just right between Titans and Arrowverse for me, man.
It is close. Like I had to really sit and roll over it, and I went with Titans. Okay, the next one. This should be a simple one. Darkseid, Finch.
The cloud of smoke from Smallville. No, I'm just kidding.
That's James's answer.
I put Zack Snyder in Justice League. Ray Porter.
Solomon put Justice League. Zack Snyder's Justice League. I said Zack Snyder's Justice League. Brian.
My answer is the unfulfilled Superman Returns sequel.
All right, Brian's just making stuff up now.
No, he was going to be the villain in the Superman Returns,
which was supposed to be Man of Steel. That was like the working title. So,
but the real answer, of course, is a Snyder Cut.
Yeah. I had to put it on there because there was 2 live action versions. Just that's how I was trying to do. If there was more than 1 live action version, I tried to add it to the list.
Yes.
But yeah, only James went with the Cloud of Smoke.
Or wasn't Darkseid in Infinity War? Like, wasn't that basically Darkseid?
All right, Deadshot.
I went with my man,
I
Big
didn't see
Willie
Deathshot
style.
on that list.
Deadshot, yeah.
Big Willie style from Suicide Squad.
Solomon went with
I somehow missed Deathshot.
Suicide Squad. James went with Smallville. I went with Suicide Squad. Brian, what you got?
I don't know how I missed that on the list. You chose Will Smith.
Yeah.
For Deadshot. I'm gonna choose whatever one's the most controversial.
Well, you have Deadshot from Arrow, and then you have Deadshot, the cowboy from Smallville.
I'm gonna pick the one they killed so that Will Smith could happen.
Nice.
Nice.
So
The cowboy,
from
the cowboy
Arrowverse.
one was actually not too bad though, but you got to go with Will Smith. You know?
Yeah, well, Will Smith did a great job.
Yeah, Will Smith did a great job. We'll give it to Will Smith.
Unless you're James. All right, so the next one is going to be Plastique.
Oh, I thought I saw
So-
Brick. Was that not?
Brick was on there, but I was like, Brick was too. I know they did
See,
multiple
on my
versions.
list, I had Brick, but I didn't
Okay,
have
do
Deadshot.
Brick. I'm going with the Arrow's Brick.
Well, that's
Oh.
that's what I picked too, just because that's the only one I knew about.
So who do you have for
I
Brick?
also picked Arrowverse because that's the only one I knew of.
There was one on Smallville.
Well, he probably sucked.
That's what I said. Like that's
That's
what I
what
was
James
like.
picked.
That's who James picked. Okay. All right, Plastique.
All right, so
Finch.
I think there was only 2 versions, and I went with Jessica Parker Kennedy, aka Nora from The Flash
Yep.
Access, but she was in Smallville as Plastique.
Yep, that's who I picked because Who'd you pick, Brian?
The one in the Flash.
All right, James picked the one from. Oh, James picked the same one as Brian, the Flash, from season 1. So we're split 2 and 2. Nice.
Well, she looks the most like Plastique.
I mean, I agree.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, is it Ra's al Ghul? No, it is Ra's al Ghul. Finch.
I had to give the only correct answer. Liam Neeson's Batman Begins.
All right, Brian.
I picked hold on.
Don't you dare say that.
Can one not be?
I'll allow it.
No. I picked Liam Neeson for Racist School.
He's someone who hates ghouls,
Liam
man.
Neeson's.
Jania picked Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson for sure.
Solo picked Liam Neeson.
Yeah,
No
question.
James picked the guy from Arrow.
No,
That's who James picked.
No.
No one picked the guy from Gotham?
Nope, no one picked. That's who Trey picked. The guy from Gotham. I also went with Liam Neeson.
Nice.
Can't go wrong with the Neesons.
All right. King Shark.
I didn't know of any other live action versions, so I went with the Sylvester Stallone version from The Suicide Squad.
Brian.
Oh, Arrowverse all the way, all day, every day.
The one from the Flash I picked, but I got to give an honorable mention, even though it's animated, to Ron Funches because that is my favorite version of
If
King
I
Shark.
could have picked one,
I will just
I love that Ron Funches one.
Yeah, I would I wish that someone would just dub lines from Harley Quinn, Ron Funches into the Suicide Squad
And
because I can't stand the Sylvester Stallone one. So just make it Ron Funches would be better. All right, Brother Blood. What you got, Finch?
I went with the Arrow version, Kevin Alejandro.
Okay, he's a good actor. Bright guy.
I picked Titans.
I too picked
I
Titans.
thought he was a little bit more sicko.
I think Brother Blood is a very creepy, sick character. Period. But yeah, I went with Titans.
No, he looked great.
James
on
went
Titans.
with.
No, I mean I don't think there's really a wrong answer with
There
it.
isn't.
because he was really good in Arrow, man.
Yeah, he was. They both work really well. All right, the Royal Flush Gang.
So I went with the season 8 Flash crew, the Queen, King, Jack, and 10. They were metas, so they had abilities. So that's the crew I went with.
Okay. All right, sounds good. Sounds good. No wrong answer on this one, I feel.
I picked the Flash as well because that's the only one I can remember.
I went with Arrow season 1 because I liked the more street level gang that they were. I just thought that worked. It was cool, but I don't really have there is no right or wrong answer because I really liked how they were able to reinvent the Royal Flush Gang throughout the Arrowverse run. All right, here we go. Ready? Clock King.
I went with Robert Nepper from Arrow.
I did too. There's like 2 different versions in the Arrowverse, but I had to mention it. But yeah, Brian, what about you?
The real answer is BTAS. Batman the Animated Series. That is the real answer.
Oh yeah, that's
for
the
the
real answer.
definitive clocking. Yeah, I went with Walter Slizak from Batman 66.
Nice, my man.
That one's pretty
knew you
comic
would.
accurate.
I knew you would.
Too. So
It is.
Yeah, he was a corny Zach, but the way that BTAS just so good.
This next one, I feel like there's only really one right answer. But,
That is correct. There is only one right
but
answer.
there's been 4 versions of this character, so I had to put it on. But Amanda Waller, Finch.
obviously I went with the correct answer, which is Viola Davis, but I do really like the version from Arrow too. But Viola Davis is just masterclass.
All right, Brian.
Angela Bassett in Green Lantern.
That's James's pick. You went there before I could get there, but yeah, that's who James chose. He was adamant that was the best Amanda Waller that's ever been
the
on
only
screen.
answer. No, the answer is totally Viola Davis. I mean, no question. I mean, she is definitive.
Viola Davis,
Absolutely,
straight up. Like I said, there's been 4 versions, so I was like, I'm pretty sure I was going to pick the same one.
Okay, so we got
but this will be
who's the 4th one?
Pam Grier from Smallville.
Oh shit!
I forgot about
part. Sorry, my language. Yeah, I forgot about
Pam.
Oh, you're good. Yeah. So you had Arrow, Smallville, then you had Viola Davis, and then you had Angela Bassett, the one that everyone forgets about.
Pam.
You did that thing again, didn't you?
Pam.
All right, Captain Boomerang.
For live action,
What you got, Finch?
And you know what? There was other versions, but I went with the DCEU.
There's 3 versions
Jai
in live
Courtney.
action.
Jai Courtney.
But I'll say there's not 4 because he was one they didn't do in the Flash.
There's
TV.
there's a Harkness, there's Digger, and then there's Owen Mercer. So which you weren't very specific.
No, because it's just the character in general.
It's fair.
So you can pick whoever you want. Is there? I'm trying to remember. I'm drawing a blank right now. Maybe it's because.
So you got Owen Mercer
there's
in
a version in Flash.
the last season of Flash.
And then I think there was another version.
There's a version in Flash. So there's Arrows. There's a version in Flash.
Yeah.
There's the DCEU. And then I can't remember if there was one that appeared in the 90s Flash.
Probably.
Because there was a Captain Cold in the 90s Flash. But he was really, really bad.
I don't remember.
All right. So who are you picking?
Jake Courtney all day, every day.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Mr. Courtney because for the little bit he got, I liked him in The Suicide Squad. I mean, he was fine in Suicide Squad, but I feel like they
Hey, Halls.
He's like all names are letters. Like for the little bit he got. All right.
That's a dog?
What? That's what kind of dog is? Last one. Also Solomon picked Jai Courtney. The Reverse Flash.
Obviously
Bench.
Obviously Tom Cavanaugh from The Flash. But my honorable mention but it's very specific to Legends Season 2 Matt Letcher. But Tom Cavanaugh from the rest of it.
See, I like how you did that because that's kind of like how I feel about with John Cryer. I was like, when he first appeared on Supergirl. But yeah, all right, Brian.
Tom Cavanaugh. Yes, Tom Cavanaugh specifically in Flash season 1.
James chose Ezra Miller as Barry 2, young Barry / dark Flash. He felt that was enough reverse for him. I chose Tom Cavanaugh, specifically season 1, but Tom Cavanaugh period, when he would show up as Reverse Flash, was menacing and just an amazing presence. But that is our list of favorite live action DC villains. We've done our heroes, we've done our Batman list and everything. So yeah, let us know, any listeners, who your favorites were. If we missed any that has multiple versions, sometimes it's really hard to keep up with, especially how things happened, in the Arrowverse and all those shows. But I think we got a pretty good in our previous episode when we did just the Batman list. We really had a good conversation in there. But let us know. Thank you, Finch and Bri, for being here. It's good times.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Trey, for being here. With all love, we do love James. We're sorry he couldn't make it, so we were just playing around about his choices. I'll have to send him a list and let him know what his choices were. He'll have to come on the show and defend himself, but that's all good. So, all right, everybody, you take care, and remember,
Look up in the sky.
we want to thank you for checking out the Krypton Report podcast, and we ask you to check us out on all of our social media, on Twitter X, Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, Hive, Threads, YouTube. We're everywhere. And if you want to be a guest on the podcast, just send us a message and let us know.
If you are like Tyler and James and can't get enough super talk, check out these other podcasts. Digging for Kryptonite, Supergirl Radio, The Last Sons of Krypton, The Superboy Legacy Podcast, All-Star Superfans, Superman the Animated Podcast, The Aspiring Kryptonians, Always Hold On to Smallville, The Geek of Steel, and Truth, Justice, and Hope.
I am Bryan Peters, the creator and host of Gravely Amusing. For the past 30 years, I've studied the history of gods and monsters in pop culture and our world. As a student of theology and history, I've tried to understand evil and its impact on us. As a writer, I've tried to share this knowledge. As a comedian, I've tried to make people laugh as I do it. But as a man-child, I'm still that scared 7-year-old boy. Join me as I share the history of horror and sci-fi, discuss classic and modern pop culture, and share a creepy story or two. This podcast may scare you, it may horrify you, or it may leave you gravely amused. Listen to Gravely Amusing on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and wherever podcasts are found. Follow us on Twitter at gravely_amusing or on TikTok at gravely amusing.
We have a $1 Patreon. Yes, I know everyone asks for money, but our $1 Patreon each month gets you commentary tracks for releasing movies, DC movies. It gets you my requel series where I pitch ideas about movie sequels, prequels, or whatever. It also gets special bonus episodes. So check that out for $1 a month. That's all we ask. Keep it cheap, keep it simple, and help us keep going. Check out the link in the show notes or Patreon Krypton Report.
This is Dan Jurgens, and if you want to have a good time, keep listening to the Krypton Report.